Welcome to the fight world. There's always something going on in the MMA, and we're here to bring the latest in this ever-evolving sport. Before we dive in, take a second to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the latest fight news. And with that, let's get to it. Dana White finally breaks his silence on his absence at UFC 271. When Francis Ngannou was declared the unanimous winner against Ciryl Gane last Saturday at UFC 270, UFC president Dana White was nowhere to be seen. The UFC boss also skipped the UFC post-fight press conference. His absence was seen by many as a snub to Ngannou, and a confirmation of what many had speculated, that the UFC wanted Ciryl Gane to win the heavyweight title, so as not to deal with the public contract dispute with Ngannou. Well, despite what many think, Dana White says he had no favorites going into this fight, and that his absence was due to backstage dealings that have nothing to do with Ngannou. White made the statements during an interview on ESPN this week, in which he said the following.
I actually walked in the arena right after the co-main event because there was stuff going on backstage that I was dealing with. But, you know, for anybody to think that I was showing any type of disrespect toward Francis, I saw Francis all week, you idiots. I shook his hand. I said hi to him. I was out there for the stare downs, the whole thing.
The contentious contract dispute that looms over the top of the heavyweight division is still weighing on everybody's mind, and led to the speculation that White didn't put the belt around Ngannou's waist out of spite. But White is saying that's not true, and went on to say the same situation happened with Michael Bisping when he faced Luke Rockhold for the middleweight title. But for that instance, he was able to run from the back and put the belt on Bisping. But what do you think of White's explanation here? And do you think this will stop any speculation that he wanted Gane to beat Ngannou? Charles Oliveira will defend UFC Lightweight Title against Justin Geathje in May. It's all but official as the highlight reel will be taking on the Bronx at UFC 274 this coming May for the lightweight title. Charles Oliveira, the champion of arguably the toughest division in the sport, will be gearing up for his second title defense. Another former title challenger, an ex-interim champ, Justin Geathje. Oliveira is coming off a spectacular submission win over the ever-tough Dustin Poirier at UFC 269 this past December, winning via standing rear naked choke in the third round. Going into that fight, many people were questioning Oliveira's heart and whether he could come back from adversity. But a lot of that talk has subsided, given the fact that he came back from losing the first round of that fight, even getting knocked down with punches by Poirier. A similar thing happened in his title fight against Michael Chandler earlier in the year, in which Chandler clipped the Brazilian in the first, ending the fight on top, only for Oliveira to come out swinging in the second and win via TKO. Geathje, meanwhile, is licking his chops, eager for another crack at the undisputed champ after he lost his first chance to take lightweight gold against Khabib Nurmagomedov in October of 2020. Geathje bounced back with a win over Chandler this past November via unanimous decision in the fight of the year for 2021. The UFC has yet to make this official as of the making of this video. Geathje has jumped the gun and has posted a photo of him and Oliveira facing off for the cameras with a caption that read, "Riot canceled." As he stated, the location is yet to be decided, given that only within the past 48 hours did news break that the original location of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, fell through for unspecified reasons. Although many are speculating it's due to COVID-19 restrictions, it's funny since Geathje this week has stated that he thought the UFC 274 event in Brazil would be the perfect sport for this fight. UFC 274 card will also feature a light heavyweight title fight between the champion Glover Teixeira against surging contender Jiri Prochazka, which will no doubt be an incredible matchup. What are your thoughts concerning Oliveira and Geathje taking place at UFC 274? And who do you think will come out on top as the light heavyweight champion? Francis Ngannou to be out for 6 to 9 months due to knee surgery. By this point, everyone in the world knows that Francis Ngannou was compromised and injured when he entered the octagon last Saturday for the main event of UFC 270. He had injured his knee about 3 weeks prior to the highly anticipated heavyweight title unification fight. But given that he was in the last fight of his UFC contract, his opponent was a former teammate, and he was going up against his former coach. There was too much riding on his fight for him to simply withdraw due to injury. So against the advice from the doctors, Ngannou hid his injury, never once mentioning it in the lead up to the fight, and made sure he grappled his way to victory. UFC 270 came and went, and Ngannou's plan worked well, as he took down Gane several times, holding him to the ground for the better part of the championship rounds. In fact, he did so well that Gane's corner and coach, Fernand Lopez, didn't believe the rumors about Ngannou's knee injury that were swirling moments before the fight. In fact, days after the fight, Lopez admitted in an interview that he thought Ngannou was wearing 2 neoprene sleeves on his knees as just a mental battle tactic to throw his opponent off. This is what Lopez said.
Close to me, and I said to Cyril, don't fall to the bed. Don't go there for the low kick. He will counter you. I don't believe that Francis is hurt. Don't go there. Don't kick him on low kick. He will counter you. That's what I said to him.
Well, the injury was real, and Ngannou now has to have surgery to repair his torn meniscus and a partially damaged ACL, not to mention any damage he sustained in the fight. Ngannou stated that he's ready to have surgery and to be out for much of this year, something echoed by his agent, Markel Martin, who this week confirmed that the heavyweight champion is set for knee surgery and a long recovery process. This is what Martin told ESPN about it. Upon his return, we plan on getting surgery and starting the recovery process so we can get him back to 100% as soon as possible. In the meantime, we hope we can find a peaceful resolution in these contract talks. We'd like to thank all the fans for their continued support and belief in Francis. Given his contract dispute with the UFC and Ngannou's unwillingness to adhere to the Champions Clause, it looks like it'll be a stalemate at the negotiating table for a while. There will certainly be a lot of speculation about what Ngannou's situation with the UFC will be going forward. But what do you think about Fernand Lopez not believing Ngannou had an injury before the fight? And what do you think about Ngannou having surgery to repair his knee? Thanks so much for joining us here today to get caught up with the latest fight news. Let us know what you think in the comments. Also make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on all things MMA. Thanks for watching.